This is gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
Hi, and welcome to, or back to, my channel. I'm Kit, and today we're going to be talking about an interesting trend I've noticed over the years where conservatives will take something they've seen and twist it into something it's not to further the outrage and alienation of their supporters. Sydney Watson posted a video that perfectly encapsulates this, and, well, to be honest, it's not a very interesting video, but we're going to use straight men are under attack to see how this works. Also, I just want to say it's so interesting how these folks see something they don't like, a woman warrior in a film, a man kissing another man, and turn it into an attack. People stepping outside gender norms does not mean they're attacking people who are happy to remain within them. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the video. Sydney takes a long time to get started on the video in question, so I'm going to cut to the chase and inform you that she's seen a trend recently of straight men doing not straight things and still calling themselves straight. And to that I say, if you want to explore your sexuality, there's no harm or shame in that. The only thing that concerns me is that it sounds as though these men might be doing that without the knowledge or consent of their partners. PSAs, only explore your sexuality if you're single or if your partner is aware and okay with that. Cheating is still bad even if you're trying to find yourself. Please don't feel pressured to put a label on your sexuality. You don't have to date or sleep with someone you don't want to date or sleep with. Public service announcements over. Anyway, onward.
So we first get introduced to all these men who are so obviously Californian.
I don't really see anything stereotypically Californian about any of these men, unless she's referring to their willingness to be in this video. But cut films in Seattle and only cast people in Washington State.
And by Californian, I mean gay.
Oh, she thinks they all look gay. Is Sydney secretly 12?
Every time I watch this video, I am reminded of the fact that I feel like some of the men in this mix aren't actually straight. Because like I said, I do feel like attraction, insofar as who you want to do the devil's tango with, is fairly straightforward. Because if it wasn't, then the argument from the other side of the aisle that says that sexual attraction has nothing to do with anatomy would be more or less correct.
But anyway, you have these guys answering questions about being straight and giving answers like this.
When did you know you were straight?
I think I still ask myself every once in a while, but, I think I probably came to a pretty firm decision on that as like a teenager.
Have you ever questioned your sexuality?
At one point, I had to have been like 11 or 12. Just a dude was super cool to me. I was like, whoa, you kind of treat me like a partner. I was like, that's kind of dope.
This guy is especially excited about this experiment as this video goes on. Let me tell you.
I'm right.
Nice to meet you. Jesse.
Knee.
Knee?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
When presented with the idea, my body reacted very reflexively with a great deal of discomfort. I don't respect that part of me.
Which is what?
Internalized prejudice.
So basically, if a man doesn't immediately say, ew, no, to the thought of kissing another man, that makes him gay?
Something I'll also add, and I think it's pretty true of these kind of videos specifically, is that I don't like that when a man expresses that he doesn't have interest in the same sex, or he sort of recoils at the thought of being intimate and physical with the same sex, that's painted as wrong.
No one cares if a man or woman isn't gay. They do, however, care when said person says being gay is gross or morally reprehensible and so on. And I have a feeling that attitudes like this might be why those straight men sleeping with other men are still claiming the straight label. Conservatives like to pretend otherwise, but being anything other than straight is still looked down on, even in the 21st century.
I have a real issue with that. I don't like that that's becoming a common theme that we're experiencing societally.
Citation needed. And no, the dark corners of Twitter don't count. Sydney said we're seeing this as a society, so I want to know where. And now I'm wondering if our use of social media is making things out to be bigger than they are in reality.
And honestly, I kind of want to know why this is becoming a thing. It's like we've sort of pushed people to a point where we're saying, if you're gay, then you're gay and you don't have to be attracted to the opposite sex. But if you're straight, then there's something wrong with you for rejecting attraction to the same sex. I have questions.
I have questions too. Does Sydney think the men in the article she referenced earlier are sneaking around to sleep with other men because they've been pressured to by society? If that was the case, why would it be a secret? Wouldn't they want to show that, yes, they're listening to society and sleeping with other men like they've been told to? I would think so, unless this men are being pressured to be gay is made up. Also, I would like to know where this acceptance of gay people as just gay is. In the United States, over 200 bills trying to restrict LGBTQ+ rights have been introduced so far, and it's still early February. Also, note how Sydney takes this fairly simple and straightforward video and twists it into these men being forced to do this.
Oftentimes, guys kissing is very taboo, especially when compared to straight women kissing. It's important to try to break that down in certain ways.
This guy is so... I think part of the reason why they say things like this is because they're so obviously Californian.
I know what she's trying to say, and I'm sure her intended audience is chortling along in agreement, but over 30 million people live in California.
Like, if you were picking someone out from Texas and then asking them the same questions, your answers would be completely different. You'd be like, I want you to put your mouth on this other man's mouth, and they'd be like, but that's gay.
Is Sydney thinking this is a hostage situation? These men were plucked off the street, and to win back their freedom, they have to kiss another man? They applied to be in this video. And no, kissing a man once does not mean you're gay.
Maybe this is just my assessment, but this narrative around women is actually pretty funny to me because I feel like a lot of the time when straight women hook up or make out with other straight women...
So wait, straight women can make out with other straight women, and they still get to be called straight?
They're doing that for the approval of men and to impress the men around them who they actually want to have sexual relations with.
And I'm just over here wondering why a man would see two women kissing and think he would be involved in that at all. If your intention is to sleep with a man, making out with a woman, it seems counterintuitive.
It's just... I just find that very ironic that we make this out to be like, oh, look, women are so fluid in their sexuality. But no! They're trying to impress the dudes who they want to do the horizontal monster mash with. Get it right, my friends.
And suddenly I see how the attitude of lesbians just need to meet the right man is perpetuated.
You haven't kissed a guy either?
I have not kissed a guy either.
It low-key is a comfort zone. You gotta step out the box.
Yeah.
So here I am, way out the box.
What are you hoping to get from it?
I don't know, maybe just answer some questions that have been in the back of my mind. What if I talked to that dude when I was 11 or 12 years old? Who knows, maybe this will answer something.
Okay, I don't feel like you're stepping out of the box if you're actually there to answer your questions. Stepping out of the box would be for a man who is inherently not attracted to other men, has zero interest in them, and to put him in a position like this, to interact with other men like this, that would be 1,000% out of his comfort zone.
It doesn't surprise me that some men are more open to the idea of kissing other men. Sometimes that's how we figure things out.
So you two are willing to cheat on camera?
I have acquired the permission of my partner.
Yeah, I got permission as well.
Is there a physical compliment you can give each other right now?
He's quite handsome. I like his outfit.
Yeah, dude.
Talk about what you're comfortable with.
Do you want to do like a sustained peck as the first kiss?
Okay.
Are you okay with me touching your face or your head?
You?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Where do girls put their hands usually?
I'm trying to think. What if we like do the same motion so there's like kind of symmetry to that?
Want to do no tongue first one, tongue second one?
Right. Okay, I think that's good.
I like that they're planning out how to go about making out with each other, and you can tell the ones that are like, okay, we're gonna use tongue, this is gonna be part of it, and you can tell who's actually straight in this because they're like, no thank you. Now, because I am a decent person,
No comment.
I'm going to warn you guys that this video gets really weird really fast.
Well, I mean, she's been reacting as though everything is the weirdest thing she's ever seen, so...
And I think that is for a multitude of reasons, but one of them being the slow-mo kissing that you would normally be seeing that I won't show you, but there are a couple parts that I think you should watch. Like, this is how I imagine two straight men kiss each other, and this is not.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
No, please no.
Why?
Heterosexuality. Not even once.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's fist pound after a kiss. That's couldn't be any more straight.
Guys, we're so straight. We just fist bumped after we made out. We're just so incredibly straight. No one is more straight than us. Now, what's really funny about this is that BuzzFeed actually made quite a similar video about 7 years ago before things, became what they are today.
And what are they today? Rhetorical question. Her fans know what she's talking about.
And if you compare the two, the cut version, the one that you just watched part of, feels extremely creepy. Like, it is extremely creepy. And you could argue that the BuzzFeed one was more lighthearted and fun, which personally I thought it was. And it picked men who, at least to me, seem to be legitimately attracted exclusively to women.
She's basing this on how the men kissed each other?
And they're making a joke out of it, which feels even less creepy and weird.
Is Sydney aware that she's saying watching two men that she doesn't know and that have nothing to do with her kiss is creepy and weird? That says more about Sydney than anyone else.
Now, I also want to point out another video that Cut made that's about straight men rating the attractiveness of other men. Now, I just want to highlight there is nothing inherently wrong with appreciating somebody else, whether that's for their dress or their style or their personality or whatever, regardless of your sex.
Yes, please do feel free to appreciate other people, and please don't rate them.
But once again, the way that they executed this video is just, in some parts, incredibly creepy. And once again, it is forcing men, straight men, into these interactions that are clearly and obviously uncomfortable for them.
How does she figure they were forced? Another rhetorical question. This is another appeal to her audience. As more and more people identify as anything other than straight, those who are, especially those who are older, begin to feel as though they are the minority and as though they're being judged for being normal. And considering all the talks about the alphabet mafia, I think they do truly believe that these men were forced, more likely by peer pressure, into doing this rather than going to Cut's website and applying to be in this video of their own free will.
But woo, they're exploring their sexuality. Hooray! This video is pretty innocuous for the most part. The men seem to actually be having a fun time, but the producer shouts things that I'm just like, why? Why are you doing this?
Ask him what character is he most attracted to?
That was my next question, actually. What anime you watch?
I watch a lot. I've been watching anime since I was a kid.
That's great. Who are you attracted to? Ask him to give you his best model pose.
Get on the catwalk and damn. Oh, saucy. Damn. Oh!
Ask Greg, do you think I look kissable?
Greg, do you think I look kissable?
Well, I would not because I'm straight.
Okay, fair.
But if I was not, absolutely. I think you're a great looking guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Likewise.
You think I look kissable?
Greg,
Yeah.
Greg looks kissable. Yeah, absolutely.
Positive. Appreciate it. Yeah.
It seems to me like they're having a good time, but Sydney has a narrative to sell.
I will be honest, I don't even know how to end this video. I don't even know how to close this out because in a way I do feel like my overall thoughts are probably more appropriate for a deep dive.
A deep dive into what?
But I will say there is something very creepy to me about this kind of content.
AKA, Sydney is trying, and likely succeeding, in appealing to folks who think men kissing other men is gross and reassuring them that, hey, it's okay, she thinks it's gross too. And look at her comment section, where other folks also think it's gross. And in boring reality, no one is going to make you kiss another man. No one cares.
Especially what Cut put out into the world.
I really don't see how. Cut's video was all that different from BuzzFeed's.
And I honestly don't like that this type of thing is being pushed on straight dudes. Everybody else wants their attractions and their sexualities to be respected. Well, that also extends to straight men as well.
How are we figuring straight men's sexuality isn't being respected? No one cares if you're straight. They do, however, care when a straight person bullies, harasses, or assaults someone for not being straight.
They don't have to explore their sexuality if they don't want to. They don't have to participate in weird experiments where you make them do and say things that make them uncomfortable.
They applied to be in this video. However apprehensive they might have felt about doing this, and I do hope no one did it because they felt they had to prove something or anything like that, they went ahead and did it of their own volition. No one is going to be mocked for not appearing in a men kissing other men cut video.
Just let the lads be straight. And that's all. And if all of that makes me transphobic or homophobic or whatever, well, so be it.
Oh, We already knew that, Sydney. But anyway, I knew before I even finished this video that it was just more fodder for that silent majority that has a persecution fetish. And a visit to the comment section proved me correct. People actively applied to be in this video. Their reasons are their own, but they were not forced. No one was forced to watch this video either. In fact, I wouldn't even have known it existed if not for Sydney. But per the comment section, you really would think these men have been forced to participate in this video. We still aren't allowed to discuss the studies that show heterosexual men viewing men kissing each other sparks the same brain centers for disgust that seeing rotting things does. We're supposed to just accept and appreciate it without our very real biological impulses being accepted. Sorry, studies or no, you don't get to be an asshole. And also, putting two men kissing on the same level as seeing rotting things, how did they type that out without seeing the problem? I recently had a female coworker be shocked that I am straight. The reason why I brought it up is because I felt sexual vibes coming off of her and I was right. She seemed shocked as if I'm the weird one. I have never had sex with a woman and I never will. There really is a war on heterosexuality and it looks like they're coming for men now. I would like to know what this war on heterosexuality looks like. Are straight people fearing the right to have their marriages recognized under the law? Are they worried they might no longer be able to adopt? Are they scared they might be fired from their jobs for mentioning their spouse? As a young, gay white man, I declare this. Straight men have their taste, they are content with what they got, that is not a problem, and this rainbow community, I refuse to say I'm part of them because they make sexuality the core of who they are and everything else revolves around that, while I don't view it as the core of who I am and as just an aspect of who I am, needs to back off from them. They have no right to put guys under the spotlight like this and force them to do gay things and experiment so they can see if they like it. They don't, that's it, leave it be. I think this is a good indicator of what the Fox News spiral leads to. You can't just have a simple, goofy video of men kissing other men for the first time. These men are being forced to kiss because being straight is wrong and must be eradicated. Of course, no one rational thinks this way, but this is the reason those networks sow distrust of everyone not towing their line. You can only trust people who see things the way you do. Everyone else is out to get you. Also, it's not the rainbow community that makes everything about their sexuality. The end goal with all of this is to promote a do-what-thou-wilt society, which of course includes all the possible unpleasant acts with pudding people. Thanks for another great video. That's always where it goes, isn't it? If you allow adults to kiss, soon they'll be wanting to do the same with children. Ah, the ever-persistent irony of, if the roles were reversed, this would be unacceptable. Imagine if they did this with gay people or lesbians, etc., forcing them to experience straightness. You would literally never hear the end of it. How sheltered this person must be to assume a gay person has never experienced straightness. Also, why does everyone assume this was forced? Is it because Sydney alluded to it, or do they just think, if I wouldn't do it, no one else could possibly want to either? So there we have it. A video of men kissing other men turns into that. And as the cherry on top, everyone was also apparently there against their will, despite no evidence to back up that claim. Sydney's video aside, I have no real desire to watch two men kiss. But I also have no desire to speculate on their motives or their real sexuality. I also don't think they were taken captive and made to kiss against their will. And the notion that being straight is being attacked, no dude. People are just tired of some people feeling the need to publicly comment on how gross gay people are. That does not mean you're under attack for your sexuality. Ew, that's gross is not an opinion that needs to be respected. It's a knee-jerk reaction that, as an adult, you should be able to control. Anyway, I just thought this was a great example of how conservatives can take something innocuous and turn it into something harmful and dangerous that must be stopped. And that's it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would like to give extra thanks to my patrons, and if you would like to help support the channel, my Patreon is linked below along with my socials. Liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing are also great ways to show your support if you would like to. Have a great day, night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and fade to cats.